This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC, on location, San Diego, Ursa 2023. I have my friend from LA here with me, Ahmed. We're going to talk about FITT Finder. That's FITT Finder. We're going to talk about why he built this business, why it's going to leapfrog other lead gen / directory / studio and fitness finders that are out there, and how the entrepreneurial pursuit is evolving. So, Ahmed, welcome to your first podcast. You look very primed and ready and well-researched and prepared for my questions.
I was born ready.
Damn right. There we go.
Egyptians are always born ready.
Fire it up, bro. Fire it up. From Egypt to LA to online, we are making this happen globally,
Yes, sir.
in person and virtually. So, without further ado, give us your background, talk about why you decided to pivot into our industry in the Halo sector, and why you were building FITT Finder, and why you saw a pathway to take on the incumbents.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if anybody knows more about why we are building FITT Finder, it will be you. You said that you were the first person who...
I had healthclubfinder.com back in the day.
There you go. So you understand the absolute need for such a platform. But to give a little bit of background, business graduate and been in the fitness industry for the past 18 years. As a personal trainer, I own my fitness business, and I saw a massive problem in the fitness space where people don't have an easy way to find their next fitness experience fast. The shocking thing is, if you want a table inside of a restaurant, you will get it in less than 5 seconds on OpenTable. If you want a flight from LA to Austin, you will get it in 5 seconds from Kayak or Travelocity or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Hotel.com, Booking.com. Even jobs, you can find it immediately on Indeed.com. But guess what? When you search for a yoga class near me on Google, what you get is not a yoga class. It's not even close. You get a list of fitness businesses around your location that may not have the actual search result that you're looking for, the actual service. And that increases the consumer purchase journey, which we all know psychologically actually increases the potential of the consumer not buying in. And we realize that this is a big problem. The fitness industry is extremely fragmented, overwhelming, expensive, and not personalized. So
when you talk about like what the result is, I go to FITT Finder because we're not on video right now. I go to FITT Finder. I'm actually going to see classes at times in my area of where I want to go. And that could be real time. It could be for planning in the future, but I'm not looking at just locations. I'm looking at actual classes. And then am I getting information from you independently as how the instructor is, what the rating is, or is that kind of like a next evolution of you know, like on a flight, to use your example, you know, what's my on-time arrival, you know, percentage, or what percentage of this flight is booked all the time?
Yeah, exactly. So I will preface by this. We aggregate the data, the fitness services, activities from every direction. So there is a misconception about the fitness space that it's either a gym membership or a fitness class. But there's 12 channels in the fitness space. There is classes indoor, outdoor, live streaming, content, on demand. And there is meetups, events, deals and offers, gym memberships, private sessions with personal trainers, fitness challenges, and all of those activities and services dispersed or fragmented over dozens of platforms. So on FITT Finder, when you search for yoga, we actually help you filter which category of those you're looking for, and then location, date, time, budget, activity level, age category, intensity, availability, like how many minutes are you available for? And then even if you're looking for a free community workout around your location, you will find it there. So, but we are still small. We are trying to aggregate all this data.
Yeah, so talk about, are you doing it on a city by city basis? Are you doing it on a platform where you can say, okay, let me go to MindBody I don't know what the right terminology is these days, so I'm a little bit removed from it, but you can't like scrape like all their classes and then API back into it, or you can get it affirmative like, hey, I'm going to API. Look, so it's only going to help you sell more classes, for your members, and they've got a percentage of revenue, so everyone's aligned. As long as the class is booked at a reasonable price, everybody wins.
Yeah. So there are several types of that. There is scraping, there is aggregation, and there's API integration. So anything that is available online for the public, like for example, MindBody, ClassPass, or all other platforms, we get that from API integration. There are several other partners that we're in conversation with right now. In fact, 13 more CRMs are in the process of plugging their data in our platform, and all of those are going to be API integrations.
When you say 13 CRMs, give us is that like CRM and like a membership management platform,
yes, a
ABC, MindBody,
likes, yeah. So we are not allowed to talk about names, so
yeah, but I am. No, I'm just kidding. Joking around.
There you go.
From a standpoint of like, you call up a studio and say, hey, I want you to be on my platform. Is there a posting fee? Is there any kind of communication or account support between the two, or is everything kind of very seamless to the operator?
It's actually free for every single person in the industry right now, even new graduates of kinesiology, even new certified personal trainers from every direction. They can come into FITT Finder, they create their profile, they upload their activities or services that they want to show on our search engine. And then from there, we actually help lead the users to their landing page or their website.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So there's no further communication. We actually have a customer service support as a startup that's right now myself and two other team members.
Got it.
But yeah, we are trying to be lean and we're trying to provide the maximum support to the community.
So when you take a look at, ClassPass has moved towards like a credit system.
Yeah.
Gym Pass, obviously they're going directly to corporations, so it's a little bit different. You're basically going directly to consumers.
Yep.
Right. So if you think about what it costs to build a consumer brand, or maybe there's channel partnership ways to, if you had a relationship with Bing, let's say, or you had a relationship with Google Chrome or something, maybe like a group like that would be able to say, hey, instead of me aggregating, I'll let these guys aggregate and I'll get them up there, and maybe I'll be an equity partner, a strategic partner in some capacity.
Well, I told you from the beginning, you know more about the business probably than myself.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking through like the time to market, the fact that there's really not many obstacles in your way once you have the content and it's up there, then it's just a question of like, is your transaction cost reasonable, and is the technology working?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, a studio operator, I want to sell out as many classes as I can, increase my unit economics, then I can build more locations, I can affect more people, and then the story continues, right?
So COVID was a blessing in disguise for us. So we built the platform right before COVID, and we were about to launch, and then COVID hit, and we found ourselves sitting on top of a massive selection of fitness activities and services. So we ended up trying to discover channel partnerships with healthcare, health insurance, corporate wellness benefit providers, and we told them that you're going to save hundreds of thousands of dollars on partnering with us. And we ended up signing 2 national partnerships. And within the next few months, we're going to have 1.3 million users coming into the platform, getting plugged in by 2 partnerships. And we have 5 in the making at the moment that will make it to, I think, 6 million users close to.
And when people are going to book on FITT Finder, they're actually going to book inside of your 4 walls, or is it basically are they clicking out into the other locations? Because I want to know how a studio operator or a health club is going to say.
Yeah. So for now, we only provide the search aspect, which we actually lead or redirect the consumer to the landing page of that activity to be booked. What we want to do is grow into handling the booking, exactly like OpenTable or Kayak.
Right.
And from there, we are talking about possibly, I foresee it as the fastest growing tech startup in the fitness space.
From a standpoint of showing the studios and the health club operators, hey, this is how many leads I sent to you, or this is how many classes that were booked. How are you actually able to do that right now?
Yeah, so at the moment we are working on tracking users' behavior and clicks on our platform. As we are moving forward, we are implementing tracking codes into the cookies.
So if I book, it's going to say FF sent it over
Yeah,
here.
exactly. It's either through a code or through a referral link that we will be able to track it from there. But the most important thing is we're not like Google or other marketing techniques or strategies, because those other channels are basically shotgun behavior. Users that are coming to FITT Finder, they are high intent revenue opportunity lead. Somebody who landed on FITT Finder knowing that it's a search engine and then started filtering through to find exactly what they're looking for, that's somebody who have a very high intent opportunity to buy.
So the way you envision this platform working out, I'm not a member of ClassPass. I'm not a member of Gym Pass. I want variety. I'm just going to go to FITT Finder. I'm going to wake up one day and be like, hey, this week I want to do Pilates class, I want to do a dance class, and I want to do a HIIT class.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on FITT Finder. I'm going to basically create my own schedule. And I'm going to, as of right now, I got to book on 3 sites, but in the future, I might just book directly on with FITT Finder credits or something like that.
Yeah, so I know that people can't see us right now, but I just opened FITT Finder search engine. And let's say, for example, without knowing anything, you just want yoga class. And it literally will aggregate everything around us, and it will show you all the fitness activities and services that exist around our location in several categories. At the moment, we do live streaming and indoor and outdoor, but we want the rest of 12 channels to exist on FITT Finder. So Pete, when he's traveling to Austin from 5 to 7 p.m., he's going to be available. He wants an activity that is outdoor in a meetup session like. And he have a budget from $11 to $20, he will immediately find it on FITT Finder in less than 5 seconds.
You mentioned before hotels.com, you mentioned Expedia, you mentioned Kayak, you mentioned Open Table. Is there a partnership with those types of companies where it's like, I use hotels.com, that's the only thing I'll book on because I get my 11th night free. Right, so because that's my loyalty.
Yeah,
I usually it's not breaking news, but this might be interesting to some people. Maybe you over there, maybe interesting to you or not. I book a hotel as close as I can get to a Soul Cycle. Like it's actually part of my decision-making process, or it's another type of studio that I want to go to, right? So I could potentially go to FITT. I could go to hotels.com and it could say like, FITT Finder has got these studios within a 5-minute walk. I mean, like to me, that kind of gets you embedded into my decision-making process, which makes it super valuable to someone like me, because I don't like the anxiety. I get anxiety about a lot of shit. I get anxiety that like I'm not gonna get to this place in time. I can't check in early. I don't have my Soul Cycle, my cycling shoes. But I know, like, between this time, I need to get a workout in.
Exactly.
Because I know I'm going to feel better, and it's important to me.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of envision you being able to kind of, like, a lot of people are going to get back on the road, right? They're going to be on the road again for 2 weeks a month. Like, if you want to actually build a business, you're not going to do it through Zoom.
Yeah.
So how do you envision FITT Finder kind of becoming somehow, like, my go-to? Whether it's Airbnb, whether it's... And that's channel partnerships, potentially, that might save you millions of dollars of, like, consumer brand, building.
Absolutely. So during our pilot phase...
I feel like we're just doing a whiteboard right now and just people having to be listening.
I'm loving it. This is practically the best brainstorming session I've ever had.
Yeah, it's a good one. Might as well just tape them all and see what happens.
The beautiful thing is, during our pilot phase, not going to mention how I did not sleep for almost 3 months, manually aggregating everything in Austin.
So you got to do.
Yeah. So I thought that we were after a specific population, but what we found out that was travelers and new movers to cities.
Right.
They freaking loved the app. In 75 days, we wanted 300 users over the span of 6 months. That's what we wanted. But in 75 days, we had 3,500 downloads and 5 stars on Google app and
So I'm not
Play.
surprised by that. Nor am I concerned that there's like a category and there's a niche and there's a type of clientele that I don't want to do. Like, just like your point is, I don't want to land somewhere and go on and have to like manually create my own open table.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to go on
Exactly.
Yelp. Fucking ask me to log in all the time. I thought I was logged into that damn thing already. I'm sick of that Yelp thing.
I hear you.
If anybody on here is from Yelp, yeah, bring it. Anyway, second thing is, my point is that I want someone to do the work for me and show me where I should stay.
And that's the average consumer.
Right. So, like, how can you simplify it to the point where give me a hotel and show me what's within a 3-block, 5-minute walk of that?
Yeah.
Now show me the calendar and I'll book right there.
Exactly.
And now you're gonna get a lot more than hotels. We were thinking about one point having like a Halo rating for a hotel, and part of that would be like fitness, access to fitness, how many bicycles you have. You know, do you have like an infrared sauna? Do you have a salt room? Anyway,
Yeah.
fire away. Let's talk about you, bro. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
absolutely.
Keep going.
We have not been talking about me at all. But yeah, this is what we view. There are 3 parts of the population that are in massive need for a platform like this: new to fitness, new to town, and travelers. I don't know if you know this. There's 45 million individual changes location or their residency around the nation every single year.
45 million?
45 million.
So it's 15% of the population
So
moves.
we're talking about a
About
massive amount of people that are moving to a new location, a new apartment, or a new house, and they want to find their community fast. And they don't want to sign up a membership for ClassPass or MindBody or whatever it is. They just want a platform that tells them, here is a community workout that is free absolutely for you, that matches your personal preferences. I don't want anything from you. Get out and enjoy and get healthier.
Yeah.
So, and that's what view FITT Finder to be at the end of this journey. And we are possibly going to engage in conversations with Google to do exactly like what they are doing with Kayak and Travelocity.
Where they're like embedded in search?
So they feed data from our API, possibly.
Yeah.
So we will kind of go toward that route for further exposure.
So you were a personal trainer before
I was
starting this up.
YMCA, CYQ, level 2.
So you'd work for an hour and you get paid for an hour, right?
Yeah.
It's great. I'm going somewhere with this, by the way.
No, I
Okay. So now you're going into this entrepreneurial venture.
yeah.
There is no hourly compensation. There's not necessarily a revenue model that you're putting in front of people as an obstacle to say like, hey, you got to pay me $100 a month. You show up on FITT Finder. So you're basically creating a business and saying that down the road, I know that Google is worth something because they're a search engine. I know that Kayak is worth something. I know hotels.com is worth something. And you know what? I'm not going to establish my business, my revenue model yet. How do you manage through that? I was an entrepreneur for 3.5 years. I didn't take a salary. And I was like kind of freaked out at one point, go highs and lows. But how do you think about that if you're talking to the rest of the entrepreneurs out here saying like, if you got an idea, go for it, like trust your gut that it's going to evolve into something. So you can answer that however you'd like.
I don't know if anybody's heart is ready for this answer, really. I came to the United States with $3,000 on my bank account, and I worked as a bouncer on a nightclub because I was way bigger than that. I was a proper rugby player. I slept in my car for several weeks when I went to San Francisco. I slept in a car park next to Cuba Cafe which I learned from the startup world that the investors like to meet their startups over there. So I used to go to Cuba Cafe, stand in the line. I didn't have so much money. So I would stand in the line acting like I'm ordering coffee. And then by the time I'm at the register, I would say, oh, I'm just waiting for my friend. I will go back to the beginning of the line to chat with potential investors.
Wow, that's guerrilla marketing right there, bro.
And then
I love these kind of stories because people need to think old school.
yeah,
You know, like I used to tell people when I ran my software company and I had like a new business opportunity and someone's like, I call them up, they'd say, hey, next time you're in Denver, swing by. I'm like, by the way, I'm going to be in Denver next Thursday.
yeah,
I didn't have any plans to be in Denver next Thursday, but now I'm fucking going to Denver, dude.
Yeah.
And so you kind of like parlay that very simple little white, not
you gotta
lie,
do
but
what you
just
gotta
like an
do.
incentive to be like, hey, this guy's willing to meet with me. He's willing to meet with me without conditions. I'm going to make that happen right away.
yeah. I actually had there's a place next to Cuba Cafe where they serve wine and the wine place or something like that. They call it the second most famous place for investors to meet with startups.
Yeah.
And I used to order the cheese plate and just one glass of wine. And I would stay for like 2.5 or 3 hours. And the guy knows that I'm startup and he comes like, did you talk to an investor yet? I'm like, dude, get away. And I created friendships out of that. But here's the thing, it gets worse. I was in Palo Alto and there's a hookah lounge over there. The guy saw me coming to the hookah lounge all the time. So he asked me, what's the story? I told him what I'm building. He's like, I freaking love it. Listen.
This is with FITT Finder?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
So
going. And?
he gets his hand in his pocket. He comes out. He goes like, here's the keys to the hookah lounge. There is a basement. There's a couch. I don't want you to sleep in your car. Sleep on the couch is much better.
Wow.
And I
That's
slept
awesome.
over there for 3.5 months.
That's amazing, bro.
So-
I love these stories.
so-
People need to know what it takes. They see like, oh, this company got $20 million of VC money. Like, I don't really know what their business model is. I'm sure it's going to be a wipeout anyway, but they got the money and now they're going to piss it away.
Yeah.
And look, there's some companies that have figured out a business model and deserved to get that round.
Yes.
Well, look, man, I've done everything that you're talking about doing. That's been done. I've slept in my car. I've slept in airports. I've put quarters together to buy somebody a drink.
I got
at
a
an airport,
divorce.
dude.
I got a divorce because I refused to get a job because I knew this is going to be the biggest thing ever.
It's
I
collateral
literally
damage,
had my
dude.
ex saying, I cannot support a lazy immigrant.
Yeah.
And I
Well-
was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm building $1 billion company.
It's like
which
on,
I
pa-
believe
on paper
so.
versus, other people see things differently,
Yeah,
But you got to be
absolutely.
a little crazy to be an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
So, welcome to the crazy train.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the machine.
I
Awesome.
don't remember who said savage entrepreneurs have an irrational capacity to shut down the fearful voices in their ears and in their
Yeah.
minds. And honestly, that speaks to my mindset.
You gotta be a little bit crazy, and you gotta always be optimistic, and you gotta have a lot of hope and believe in yourself. One of the things that I say to people is like there is no business school class at Harvard Business School that says, when do I know when to shut something down?
Absolutely.
And like your company, I'm sure it's male and female, but let's just say hypothetically, as a male, you're like tied to your job more,
Yeah.
like, and your success is like a culmination of like who you are in a lot of cases, and that's not easy
Could have not
to kind of
agreed more.
bifurcate yourself from, hey, how you doing? I should not go to dinner sometimes because I don't fucking lie to people about like, hey man, how's your software company? It's crushing. I'm like, no, dude, it's not. Okay, it's not
It's just
crushing
taking
it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I still get like my family. I don't know, guys, if you know anything about Arabic families or Middle Eastern families. They either want you to be a doctor or engineer or whatever it is, like one of those jobs. And my dad is like, you're not gonna make it. Stop. Go and open whatever it is. I'm like, dude, you just don't understand. So, as long as you do believe in everything that you're doing, And I'm not saying be crazy without having an understanding and metrics behind it.
Yeah.
But as long as you have all this figured out,
Yep.
and you have tried the platform or the service or the product, and you found a major success at a small level, continue without listening to any other voice.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
I'll just end it up.
Well,
with
listen,
this.
man, great story. I'm glad we opened up to each other. FITT Finder, you're going to hear about it. You're going to see it. Let it help you solve your problems and frustrations. And Ahmed is doing all the work on the back end to make that happen. So welcome to Hey Sector, brother. Good to see you.
Thank
Awesome.
you so much.